17-9-1 regarding the delinquent utility accounts for the first reading, right?
Miller,
Yes.
Knox,
Yes.
Earl,
Yes.
Ewing,
Yes.
Arden,
Yes.
Zimmerman.
Yes.
We'll make those changes for next month then.
Okay, let's go to committee reports. Finance committee.
Yes. We met last week to discuss new plans for the employees. I guess our plan will no longer be available, so we have to choose a new one. We looked at all the options and selected a plan. And I have a resolution to adopt Anthem Health Plan Bronze Blue Access PPO with HSA with Ohio Insured Services for the Village of Waynesfield.
And what modifications or changes have been made to this plan compared to what
We were told by the insurance company that this is very similar to the plan that we now have. So the shock value to change is lessened. It's very similar to
So
what
the
we have.
coverages are
Coverages is the same.
same?
Yeah.
How about deductibles?
Deductibles were the same. So it looked like a good fit for the village.
And our cost increase?
Actually, it will save the village money. We figured about, what, $400 a year.
For the whole village or per employee?
No, for the village,
For the village.
Yeah, for the village.
$483.
Typically, what's happened over the years is healthcare has increased about 21%, is that somewhere in the neighborhood?
Yeah.
And if you can get a plan that's reasonably the same as what you had, and save money, you're doing something. Is there any extra things that the employee has to do to submit or anything like that? Everything's pretty
No.
much the same?
It's basically the same. The plan that we have now is not available anymore. So they're
Okay.
asking us to choose one and renew.
And they recommended 7 different options, so we looked at them all and felt that,
Well, I know every time that we've changed in the past, the employees had to readjust their thinking on what they had to do to submit and then get reimbursed and this and that. I just
That
hoping
stays
that
the
it's
same.
the same.
The same as they've had in the past several
Who's
years.
this with, Anthem, you say?
yeah. Ohio Insured Services, Anthem Health Plan, Bronze Blue Access. No, that was our concern too, is that we didn't want to have a shock to them, because we're looking at this yearly, that we wanted to be a smooth transition and still keep the coverage, so all the plans that we looked at, we thought, well, this seemed to fit the bill. So I
Well,
think they
Like you
should,
say, that's pretty amazing that you can come up with something comparable to what we had for less money
Well,
in this
that's-
day and age.
yeah, and we double checked with the insurance company to make sure that we weren't dropping coverage because
Right.
it did cost less. So we were assured that it's not.
Like I say, for several years, percentage increase has been
Yeah,
terrible, and then the employees' contributions to it through their deductibles was getting so
yeah.
high.
This is resolution what, 17-9-2?
this is Garrett?
No,
Okay, all right.
no.
All right.
No, it's, no,
If I was, I wouldn't know.
no.
It's not.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Earl,
Yes.
Zimmerman,
Yes.
Ewing. Yeah. Cardin,
Yep.
Knox,
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
Anything else from finance? Any other committee reports? Please?
Sorry for the brief departure. Had an EMS call that I didn't attend to out of the factory. So, our once annually K-9 Hunter and I have to successfully recertify as a K-9 team in order to continue to be able to work according to Ohio's K-9 standards. This past Thursday, September 21st, Hunter and I recertified in all the necessary areas, including narcotics, tracking, bite and apprehension, article searches, area searches, building searches, and obedience. We certified with 17 other teams at Lagerhof Skilled German Shepherds near Minneapolis. Everything went really well there, other than the heat. Unfortunately, we can't pick the weather, otherwise we would have made it a lot cooler. And as I reported last month, we've seen a spike in narcotics cases. Actually had one earlier today, in fact. That trend has continued as we've worked closely with the Auglaize-Mercer-Green Lake Drug Task Force. Hunter and I recently helped seize a large amount of methamphetamines that was planned to be distributed to across Auglaize County and surrounding counties. Investigations are ongoing involving a couple different entities, so I can't share a lot of information, but it does appear that we've seen a huge increase in methamphetamines. In fact, I was told the first seizure that we got two in the last 2 weeks, and the first one was the second largest in Auglaize County when it comes to meth. And then the following Friday, we got the next second largest. So it moved that one down to third, and the next seizure to the second largest. So we're seeing a lot of drug cartel activity come into the county. The meth is coming it's not being made here in the county, it's being made somewhere else and being shipped in. So we're working those active investigations. Our role is fairly minimal. They call us for the K-9, and there's some other individuals that may be tied into it from the region that I'm aware of. So the task force has taken most of it, and we've just been there to assist. Other than that, could ask council to pass a motion for some cooler weather, just temporarily. We should be good then.
Should be coming this weekend, shouldn't it?
It's coming, I know.
Thursday.
Yeah.
Thursday.
All right.
Try and send some.
I know.
We've got one thing here that should be under the administrative report that I'll do. I have a resolution here that Craig Masher will need, which would authorize application to the Ohio Public Works Commission for funding for the West Walton Street Improvement Project. What that is. It's just to apply for funding.
Okay.
Exactly what we want to do out that way.
Well, the streets, curbs, sidewalks, whatever infrastructure needs repaired, replaced, culverts.
I mean, how far out are they talking?
I think that will go on the south side to possibly the corporation. On the north side, only to like Bakery property, I think, the way you have it laid out.
That's the last place where there's a house.
Yeah. It's kind of like what we had to do, I mean, that's as far as sidewalks and that type of thing. What we had to do on North Westminster, we done everything on the west side, but we only went to the school on the east side because the cost to do any more infrastructure as far as sidewalks and so on, the way everything run downhill down there was enormous. So we thought if we could at least get one side, we're good.
Makes me wonder, when I watched them hook up the water lines for the new Dollar General, they had like, I'm gonna say for the sake of conversation, a 1/2-inch line coming off the main line, going to the people's house over there, the big white house, and they tapped into that with a bigger line and went over for Dollar General. I'm thinking, why didn't they just tap into the main line with their bigger line?
The main line's on the other side of the street.
Yeah,
We don't want to cut the highway at this point. That would come under this construction.
that's why I'm bringing this up, because
Sure.
I thought it didn't make sense to me. I mean,
Right. The amount of water that Dollar General is going to use is nothing more than a bathroom and a sink. That's all they have, so it wouldn't be any different than somebody having a bathroom in their house. And that's 3/4 line, which is more than sufficient to.
well, they're putting
to run.
sprinklers in there for the grass too, but I can't imagine them using that, but in the works, so.
But within this construction, it would put main line on the north side as well, because I think that's only a maybe a 1-inch that goes across. I'd have to check with Fred on it, 'cause we talked about it. But he assured me and a Dollar General that it wouldn't have any impact on the house that's already on that. So,
Yeah, I don't know how big the main line is. Well, it's gotta be bigger than an inch. I mean,
well,
Goes-
on the other side of the street, yeah, it's an inch. On that side.
yeah, and I know I have lead coming to my house, a certain part of it, but, I'm not gonna mess around with it now if they're gonna be maybe be doing that. That's not carved in granite, I'm sure, but.
Right. Well, just so you know, it took us 7 years to be able to do Northwest Minster. By the time we got all the engineering done, got all the funding put in place and everything. I would hope that it would be less than that this round, but it's just like any other project, you gotta get started. And this start, try to shore up some of this funding from these different places, so you can leverage that money against other money, make it grow so you can do the project.
I hope they do a better job than they did out here. I was sitting at the stoplight the other night, facing north, in the dark. Here comes the car, and I'm thinking, why in the thunder does that car keep flashing its bright lights at me? Like that. You got up there and stopped, pretty soon here comes another car, doing the same thing. That road is that rough that you swear somebody's flashing their lights at you when you're sitting at the stoplight. I'm like,
Well, I will say I was real disappointed when we had the big hump.
I think grinding that out made everybody's headlights do that. I don't know. I'd never
But it was
experienced
better than
that.
yeah. But how it happened, I don't know, but it did, and I wasn't happy. They ground it, made it better, but you know, like I say, it's kind of was a rumble strip there for a while, but
Yeah, I invite anybody to sit there at the stoplight looking north and experience that. Like road rage or something, or flashing their lights at you.
Okay, I make a motion to adopt resolution 17-9-3.
Yep.
To authorize the filing of an application with the Ohio Public Works Commission for funding for the West Wapakoneta Street improvement projects in the village of Waynesfield.
I'll second.
Earl,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Ewing,
Yes.
Hardin,
Yes.
Knox,
Yes.
Zimmerman.
Yes.
okay, marriage report, marriage court, $2,311 was deposited into general fund for marriage court account for the month of August. I was asked if that was a lot of tickets wrote or double fines or so on. And my response was a little of both. When your second, third offense or whatever it might be, the price does go up. And it reflects in these numbers into the state. So, trick or treat. I've got October 26th on Thursday night. My sights.
Works.
Is that the same night everybody else is having it?
As far as we know.
And that's a good thing.
For the last few years, that's worked out for me better. I don't know about everybody else, but don't get so many from the surrounding communities because they're all having theirs at the same time.
Well, when I treat 400 kids and run out of trees, you know it won't come from here.
What gets me is
Mom
these
always went out,
adults.
always. You
Trick
had
or
always had
treat.
hundreds.
Yeah.
100.
Like 6.
I kind of locked myself to 50 pounds of
Yeah,
popcorn.
they look
If
back
that's
to me.
not enough, then
Yeah.
You're done.
That's a lot of popcorn.
yeah, it is.
Popped or unpopped?
6 to 8,
Yeah, time.
6 to 8.
We've been doing 6
Six
to
to
7.
seven.
Yeah, 7:30.
Yeah.
Longer it needs to be.
6 to 6.
You got 30 minutes.
Yeah,
I second that.
Old business.
I have a couple questions, Mike. I didn't get a chance on the on the bills. This $70,000 for Tilco Title Agency, what is that?
Oh. Is that the one for the?
Yeah.
Okay. That's the transaction for the buyer property. And that's the company that, attorneys that we had to do the title search and do all the certification of that deed.
I hope they paid for the place out of that too.
Pardon?
And
Yeah.
they paid for the
Yeah.
place too, I hope. I mean,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
The last I heard, we approved you to try to buy it.
Yes. And with the grant funding that we got, that's how this all works.
Okay.
Now, the Dalton House property, that's, I mean, it's a done deal, we just haven't done the deal because he's trying to buy other property instead of property. He's trying to flip. But that there would be for the buyer property.
That's just kind of a big one that jumped out there at me.
Yeah.
There was another one on here, but I don't see where it's at now. I should highlight them. I guess it doesn't matter. I'll just have to call you if I find it. Thank you for that.
Very well. Okay, you have the medical marijuana ordinance. Open it up for discussion and move forward.
Have we been approached by somebody who wanted to grow this here?
Not that I'm aware of,
So we're just getting a step ahead.
yes.
I thought they only gonna allow like 11 places in the state of Ohio anyway.
That's just small. There's more bigger ones. That's bigger.
has steroids.
Who?
Vikings.
And this would be a mirror of theirs.
There's two papers stopped together.
I'm just tired of it.
There are no questions. I'd like to propose an ordinance 17-9-2 prohibiting medical marijuana cultivators, processors, and retail dispensers licensed under Ohio Revised Code, Chapter 3796, from operating within the village of Waynesfield.
I don't know really how I feel about this whole thing. They're gonna take opioids off the market or get a 7-day prescription or whatever. And I do take a pain medication. I don't know if it's an opioid or not, but I'm getting old enough that maybe someday I might wanna try medical marijuana. I'm just one of the person of these 365 households that I see people around this room my age, or until he said growing medical marijuana where you can't grow your 1 or 2 plants. I just don't know how I feel about it. I don't raise any, never have. Well, I did one time, but. No, I had a rental property, and the guy raised
Statute
the
of
plant.
limitations over there. Don't explain.
And he moved out, and I took it over to the sheriff's office. It was on display at the Auglaize County Fair. It was a nice plant, but that's as far as that went. But I don't know, I just kind of, man, if there's some people really do need that stuff, and if they make it legal for that, I just don't know.
Those people will get it. It's just like alcohol, it's just like anything else. People will get it. They just won't, with this, they just won't get it from here. That's what it amounts to.
Denver passed their ordinance where you couldn't buy it in Denver. So the little village, it's population of 8,000 next to Denver, gets $60,000 a day tax revenue.
I was just wondering about the money deal, how much we'd be missing out on. But, it's like up at Tussing's, Deb always said that she would never sell beer because beer and candy didn't mix.
Well, you can't say that about marijuana.
I wouldn't know it if I saw it.
Well, like anything else, things change.
Yeah.
As the years go by and people change, as communities change, all we can do is our best effort to do what's right for the people of this community at this time. At a later date, there, like I say, could be changed to where you amend what you did in previous years. To me, it's kind of no different. I was talking to Reed earlier about, back during Prohibition. Boy, you can't do this, can't do this. Well, now, times change.
And it worked out real well anyway.
Well,
I would just say that there are genuine medical uses for marijuana. And one of them is the treatment of neuroblastoma, which is the largest killer of small infant children in the country right now. And they have proven that the oil from a marijuana plant will prevent it from coming back. So there is genuine medical use. Yes, there's abuse of that medical use, just like there's abuse of alcohol. But there is true medical uses for marijuana and some of its byproducts. And we say in jest and we joke, because many of us in this room are of the age when that was, kind of what we all did at some point or knew of someone who did. But there is, I just will say that.
My mom was in pain all the time, every day of her life. And at one point, she asked my dad, she said, if I wanted to use marijuana, would you get it for me? And Dad said he would, if it would help ease her pain. But she never did do it. She never smoked or drank or anything like that.
I'm just saying, there's a lot of little children out there.
And that's what makes it
Some-
so hard
yeah.
as little children.
We may have somebody in town already raising their own,
I'm sure we do, whether we know about it
I
or
was just
not.
saying, where have you been?
But this is for large growers, is that what this ordinance is?
This
I
is
mean,
for-
that
Well, that's what it
this is
started out to be,
saying?
but then he said medical
Yes.
use.
You said that the place over
But
there.
again-
in
but
Walmart-
again,
This, I think the whole statutory framework is dealing with, doing this commercially. Because all these people who are gonna be doing it are gonna be, licensed and they have to be tested. And I think the products themselves are only gonna be limited to oils and edibles. But again, if you are uncomfortable with large commercial processing of marijuana in your neighborhood, you can always, leave that to the big cities to do, and people can, go get their products there, as opposed to importing it into your own town.
Again, the large processors, we're limited to 11 in the state, isn't it, correct?
I don't know what the
11 or
what the
14 or
number is,
whatever.
but there's a limited number of licenses for each category.
London News had 25 large,
Okay.
12 small ones.
Realistically, we would love to land one of those places, wouldn't we?
I'm thinking the problem is for Nathan.
I think you'll have less problems. I mean, I'm not necessarily
No.
for against this ordinance, but I think you'll have less problems with the license plates because they'll have state control than you would like we have if we have people growing it illicitly. But because of the control mechanisms from the state.
I think it's probably all right, but maybe just a little bit premature. I think it's something we should.
Well, again, this is the first reading, isn't
Right,
it?
this is like.
So I mean, there's plenty of time to think about it.
Miller,
Yes.
Knox,
Yes.
Earl,
Yes.
Ewing,
Yes.
Hardin,
No.
Zimmerman.
Yes.
All right, let's go to new business. This we do every year.
So these both came from the county auditor. They are ones that we do every year. And the first one is the resolution to accept the amounts and rates as determined by the county budget commission and authorizing the necessary tax levies and certifying them to the county auditor. That's a long one. It's a couple pages long.
What exactly does that mean?
This little number down here, these kind of go together. The second one, you'll see it says the local government fund, and that is the amount, and the percentage amount that we get from the county. This one. That list that shows all the different townships and villages. See that, yeah. That's our money that we get in every month from the county.
agreeing that those numbers are correct and we accept it.
I'll make a motion to adopt resolution 17-9-3, a resolution accepting the amounts and rates as determined by the Budget Commission and authorizing necessary tax levies and certifying them to the county auditor.
Miller,
Yes.
Earl,
Yes.
Ewing,
Yes.
Hardin,
Yes.
Knox,
Yes.
Zimmerman.
Yes.
They base it on population or what?
I don't believe it is. Well, it might, yes, it may be, because I don't know how they come up with these numbers. I've asked and I've got a long, confusing answer before. But it might be based on the population. It might be like how many businesses are in the village or township as well. I think it has a few different factors.
Do we have no input on that one? Yeah.
Not really. I mean, I get these and it's like passive. So,
Can't be in population because they got the same areas and Wopak could be the same amount. And Wopak's got to be bigger than San Mary's.
Some of them are townships.
All the townships are just like that.
no, like Tacoma, Washington are different. Same things. Most of them are the same, but you're right. A few of them are different, and that might be based on how much land's in the township.
I'll make a motion to adopt resolution 17-9-4, a resolution to adopt the 2018 ordinance plan of distribution of local government fund, and local government revenue assistance funds for Ogilvy County, Ohio, as proposed by the Ogilvy County Budget Commission.
Miller,
Yes.
Earl,
Yes.
Ewing,
Yes.
Hardin,
Yes.
Knox,
Yes.
Zimmerman.
Yes.